Test 1 2, test 1 2, 1 2. Good morning.
So we need to move.
Oh, yeah. Unbelievable, yeah. Privileged to be joined today by Whip Catherine Clark, Chairman Pete Aguilar, and distinguished members of the House Democratic Caucus. We are gathered today on the Capitol steps in support, strong support, of paying TSA agents, making sure that FEMA and the Coast Guard and our cybersecurity professionals who are keeping us safe are supported and can be put back on the job with pay. This is day 33 of the Trump Republican shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security. Why is this happening? It's because Republicans have decided to force TSA agents to work without pay, inconvenience millions of Americans across the country, and create chaos at airports rather than get ICE under control. That's what's happening right now in this country. And it's time for Republicans to stop holding the American people hostage to their extreme immigration agenda and to put the American people first. It's time to pay TSA agents, and it's time to pay them now. We believe in this great country of ours that taxpayer dollars should be used to make life more affordable for the American people, not to brutalize or kill them, which is what ICE has been doing. And so we have a choice. We can fund TSA, fund the Coast Guard, fund FEMA, fund our cybersecurity professionals, or continue to allow ICE to brutalize and in some cases kill American citizens, or to violently target law-abiding immigrant families. America deserves better than what we're getting from Donald Trump and extreme MAGA Republicans. And so we stand here today united, understanding that the country is at a crossroads. As Democrats, we want to move America forward. Republicans are trying to turn back the clock. We're working hard to bring people together. Republicans are tearing America apart. We want to make life more affordable for the American people, because America right now is far too expensive because of toxic Republican policies. Housing costs out of control, healthcare premiums out of control, gas prices out of control, electricity bills out of control, grocery costs out of control. America is too expensive, and Democrats are fighting hard to make life more affordable. But Republicans have chosen to hold the country hostage. And instead of working to lower costs on day one, which is what candidate Trump promised, their policies are making life more expensive, and they've chosen to focus their energies on spending billions of taxpayer dollars, on the one hand, to drop bombs in a reckless war of choice in the Middle East, and then spend billions of taxpayer dollars at home to unleash masked and untrained ICE agents to brutalize American communities and violently target law-abiding immigrant families. The American people deserve better. And the American people deserve a country where its lawmakers are actually focused on lifting them up, making life better for them, as opposed to being held hostage, which is the case right now with the Trump Republican shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security, being held hostage to their extreme agenda. Now, we believe, in terms of the dramatic reforms that are necessary related to ICE, which is out of control, that ICE should conduct itself like every other law enforcement agency in the country. Because immigration enforcement in this country should be fair, just, and humane. But that's not what's happening right now. The body cameras need to go on, and the masks need to come off. Right. We need judicial warrants before ICE agents can break into the homes of the American people. We need independent investigations. We need an end to racial and language profiling, because that's not who we are in the United States of America. And we need to protect sensitive locations like houses of worship, schools, hospitals, and yes, polling sites, where we want ICE nowhere near any of these places. That's what we're fighting for as Democrats. But rather than get ICE under control, Republicans have decided to force TSA agents to work without pay, to undermine FEMA and the Coast Guard and our cybersecurity professionals. Republican leaders have refused to bring legislation to the floor that would pay TSA agents, support FEMA, and fund the Coast Guard, which is why we have launched this discharge petition effort today. And all we need are a handful of House Republicans to break with their extremism and join us in just a few moments when we go to the House floor to sign the discharge petition. Now, some cynics on the other side have said this is just for show. House Democrats aren't show horses, we're workhorses. This ain't for show. This is for the American people. And we've now launched 3 successful discharge petition efforts. Let's check the record. 3 successful discharge petition efforts. Most recently, to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits for 3 years so that everyday Americans can afford to go see a doctor when they need one. Discharge petitions are difficult. Some say impossible. But for us, difficult takes a day, impossible takes a week. And we're on the verge of, once again, for a 4th time, doing the impossible on behalf of the American people. To pay TSA, rein in ICE, and focus on what matters for the American people, which is driving down their high cost of living and pushing back against the extremism of Donald Trump and the Republican Party. Sign the discharge petition. It's now my honor to yield to one of the great leaders in the Congress, the top Democrat on the House Appropriations Committee, and the leader of this discharge petition effort, from the great state of Connecticut, the Honorable Rosa DeLauro.
Great words. Thank you so much, Mr. Leader, and good day to everyone. And I want to say thank you to my colleagues who are here. Today marks the 32nd day that the Department of Homeland Security has been shut down. Last Friday, TSA agents and other employees across DHS missed their first full paycheck. This is wrong. This shutdown has persisted because Republicans will not vote for any funding bill unless ICE, a lawless and a reckless agency, gets another $28 billion. On top of the $140 billion they are already sitting on from the One Big Beautiful Bill. And that is, they want to do this without any of the protections that the American people have demanded and which our leader recounted. I am so tired of the crocodile tears being shed by my Republican colleagues and their concern about workers who are not getting paid. They have the power to end this right now. They choose not to. They are blocking the funding for paychecks for hard-working Americans. Republicans are actively blocking my bill to fund TSA, a bill which would end airport lines, stop the delays, pay the hard-working public servants who follow the law and the people who keep us safe. The bill would fully fund FEMA, including the Disaster Relief Fund. It would fully fund the Coast Guard and the Secret Service, and yes, our cybersecurity efforts. Yet, Republicans continue to block it. Republicans support the agencies that have harassed, beaten, detained, and yes, killed American citizens. So today, amid this continuing failure of Republican leadership, House Democrats are taking matters into our own hands. And I call on my Republican colleagues in the rank and file who know what their leadership is doing and they know it is wrong. Please join us in this effort. Have the courage, have the moral character, and understanding your moral responsibility to sign this discharge petition and to end this shutdown. I would now like to turn things over to my colleague from Virginia, Congressman James Walkinshaw. Jim?
Thank you, Ranking Member DeLauro, Leader Jeffries, and all of my colleagues for standing up for the American people and standing up for our federal workers. I'm proud to represent more than 50,000 dedicated federal workers and thousands of contractors, many of whom serve DHS. And as they endure this latest Trump Republican shutdown, let's be clear about what has already happened. Trump and congressional Republicans have been shutting down DHS for 15 months. They took their Doge chainsaw to FEMA, slashing disaster relief when communities needed it most. They fired more than 1,000 cybersecurity experts protecting our critical infrastructure. They reassigned the workers processing green cards and citizenship applications, not to save money, but to cause chaos. And now they're forcing TSA agents and customs officials to work without pay, refusing to rein in their lawless deportation agenda and blocking funding for the agencies that actually keep Americans safe. Think about it. Rather than stop a cruel deportation machine that is terrorizing American communities, Trump and Republicans pay our federal workers, stop the law, pay our federal workers, stop the lawlessness, and sign.
Thank you. Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is cruel immigration agenda. We are seeing ICE racially profile fathers, nanas, tatas, and our babies. We are out of thin air in warehouses that are more suitable for housing. Meanwhile, inside existing